fee involved, and the pre-registration kind of threw people off. And I think we're just starting to now get the numbers back up again. And the reason for doing the registration was so that people could individually meet with their legislators and have lunch with them if they so chose. And it would also be a time where it wasn't just mass chaos. People knew who was there, and it was meant to help it to be a little bit more organized. But unfortunately, what happened with that was we did see the numbers. OCHEC did see the numbers drop off, and that's not the heart of Capital Day. The heart of Capital Day is to have families go meet with their legislators if they would like to do so, because your face with that legislator means a lot. Your emails or polite letters, represent to them thousands of people that don't take the time to do so. They see your letter, they get your call, and in their mind they're thinking, okay, there's probably 5,000 to 10,000 constituents attached to this letter or attached to this email. And so that's the reason why you want to take the time, even if you'll start to hear on the 2 bills that just came forward, you'll hear they're going to be dead in the water, they're never going to make it out of committee, let it be so. But don't be lazy and not respond, because we've had these bills die in committee before and not go forward. Doesn't mean that they always will. And I got a call from one of the leaders concerning a legislator up near Pahuska who wanted to put a bill together, and apparently he decided not to. So you'll have people, there are legislators that maybe this term, they've decided not to put bills together, but maybe next term they get pressure. Mary Easley, we'll probably see a bill from Mary Easley from now until the time she, goes to heaven. Because she was an educator. And so, but we did not see, I got an email from someone saying, are we going to have to deal with this stuff every single year? Well, it never really started up until probably about 6 or 7 years ago is when we started seeing these perennial pieces of legislation. And usually they are regarding registration or some type of constraint as far as curriculum, reporting, that sort of thing. This one actually says that we have to be in school the same length of time that the public school students, even if the student completes high school early. So they want to keep us from being able to have the kids doing concurrent enrollment to advance and actually graduate from high school earlier. That's part of one of these bills. So both the bills I sent on the email loop are, ones that are not supported. If you see the word homeschooling in any piece of legislation, and I don't care if it's a positive one, it needs to be stricken. We need to stand up against that, because there is no definition for homeschooling in the state of Oklahoma. We want it that way. It needs to say other means of education, and there's a reason for that, and it's because when you start defining homeschooling and you tell people this is homeschooling but this is not, this is homeschooling but this is not, then you are actually taking away a right of a family to supervise their students' education as they see fit. And that's really what the freedom here is all about. We are the only constitutional state, and we like it like that too. So I just wanted to read this is actually from the OCHEC Informer, and if you don't everybody get these because they're free. You go just through OCHEC.com and they'll send them to you for free. But this is in regards to the German Constitution and the European Convention on Human Rights. And both give parents the right to control the education of their children. And so this quote is, "So you see, the education of children is a parental right that is often guaranteed by governments. This battle is not merely about homeschooling, it goes much deeper than that. The battle is over whether it is the state or the family that has the right to determine what children will be taught. At its core, the question is, are children wards of the state or wards of their parents? It is a much deeper right than merely the right to educate. It goes to the very right of parents to train their children in the way they should go, that when they are old, they will not depart from it." So these 2 bills, if you haven't responded, please do so. Just a really quick I mean, it just has to be one paragraph. You don't have, the longer the letter, the worse it gets. You know, your emotions get involved, you start, saying things maybe you shouldn't say. If you just make it really concise, I would appreciate it if you would not vote on this bill should it come forward out of committee. And that's really all you need to say. Does everybody understand what? Okay, those bills are pretty clear cut and pretty to the point, and there's not a lot of hidden stuff in them, which is good. We're going to probably see, I would say, probably 2 or 3 more that are not so much homeschooling bills, but they may just be parental bills, parental right bills, family legislation. We'll probably see a couple more that we'll need to look at during the session. So I had a Democratic senator for a lot of years, state senator, and I would just call him and just politely talk to him about homeschooling, ask him out for coffee. He lived, just 1.5 miles from me, and that we got to the place where he would call me and say, okay, what do you think about this bill? It says homeschooling in it, so I don't vote for it, right? And I was, that's the place where you want to be. That's the place where you want to be. You just want to be able to pick up the phone or have him call you and say, okay, it says homeschooling in there, so I don't vote for it. He was great, and but it took a couple of years. It took about 3 years, 3 or 4 years of just meeting with him, asking him out for coffee, just being not hateful and not confrontational, just telling him what my concerns were. So anyway, we have 5 vendors here tonight, so